So, welcome everybody to the Creatives Coffee Hour, where, we like to talk about creative things, but any topic is up for discussion. Welcome. Now, before we get started, I'm going to kind of drone on a little bit here. Well, maybe not drone. Yeah. I've had some trouble figuring out exactly what to do with my split between the needleworkers and the rest of the creatives, even though we all blend. There's a community I want to make sure that anyone here that does any needlework wants to know about because it's really growing. Crow Shield, who was originally going to do this coffee hour with us, but then she realized that she just had too much on her plate, has this community, and it's the Tag Needlework Monday. I've watched it grow since I came on here. What I wanted to do was to start a group like she's already started, and I didn't find her until further in. So between her and Foxy Spirit, who has been bringing out lots of crocheters with her contest out of the shadows, I'd like to post a contest that Crochet is doing here because it's inspired so many wonderful posts that the next Fiber Ramble is going to be totally Needlework Monday. So if you get a chance, people, I'd really appreciate if you go and check some of these people out because they're really putting their heart into it, and I'm so happy to see it growing.
I have a question. Till when is the competition? Till when can we submit our stuff?
She's doing it every 2 weeks, so it's going to be a constant and ongoing competition. So you're never going to be too late.
This was the one where you post what your favorite last Needlework Monday was, right?
Sorry, Ivan. And here's the second post I wanted to share was about the contest. And I have to tell you, I'm not right up on all of the details on it because I've been kind of busy looking at the posts. So there's the post. I know that. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just going to say I like that scarf. I like the colors because my sister would like that. Puts me in the mind, she's a cancer survivor, and those are kind of like the colors. You know, they have a pink ribbon for cancer survivors or people that think about cancer. That's what that put me in mind of.
That is a beauty, isn't it? That's gorgeous. And if you look up through Crochet's post, I'd like to point out, and I can't pronounce her name. Her name is Neil Paglian, I think. And I found her when she first started coming on. And every time I find someone new, I try to give them the Needlework Monday and really encourage them. And this lady started out English as a second language, having a hard time with her posts. And now she's posting like a pro. And her artwork is fabulous. She's just amazing.
Who is this now?
I have a hard time pronouncing her name, but it's Neil Paglian, I believe. And she's in that post. And yes, I've met Hempress. And I've been watching her posts, waiting for one that I can add to my ramble. Okay, so I'm done taking up all your time. Is there anything anyone here would like to talk about?
So I'm kind of new here. I'm usually just here on Thursdays, but am I understanding it right that you have kind of a community of I see the channels. I haven't really explored them, but there's people in my community that might be interested in sharing their homemade clothing that they make or whatever, you know.
Well, at first, this channel started out as a place for needle artists, basically, to come and share. But it's grown because I've come to find out that people who do photography or commercial lighting or they draw or they use a chainsaw and they carve amazing things, whatever's creative, that's what this channel's for. And we don't even have to just talk about creative things. If you have questions about the platform or you're having an issue with something you need some advice on, this is your place to talk about it. And share posts, pictures, whatever you'd like to do.
It's a coffee hour.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks, Petra. There's that lady's name.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, it's gone kind of quiet here. Bluefin, what are you up
Pangolin.
to? Bluefin, what are you up to?
Well, I'll have something in just a minute. I'm trying to figure out how to get it on here.
I hear you.
Uh-oh, what is Snook up to?
You
I was
never know.
I was only quiet because I don't do that girly knitting. I do the normal knitting, knit one pair, one back stitch, forward stitch, reverse, and do it all again the same way again.
I'm sorry, Jan, I didn't understand what you said.
I says I don't really know about the girly knitting stuff like the crochet. Like you should do the man knitting, do a few stitches, knit one pair, one back stitches and stuff like that, crossovers and all fancy designs on it.
That's the kind of knitting I like to do with 2 steps.
Yeah, that one. The man knitting.
Yeah, they call that knitting, mate. They call that knitting. I do crochet, but I also do Tunisian crochet. And when I do Tunisian crochet, when I'm finished the project, it looks like it was knitted.
My humor is wasted here.
But with what did you say? I didn't catch it.
I said my humor is wasted here.
I don't think it's wasted. I hear Snook laughing. What's this that you posted, Snook?
I'm just going to jump in here. Yesterday, I've been doing the free write selfie contest, and yesterday the word was 5, and I couldn't come up with anything. It was a busy day. I haven't been feeling well, and me and my mom made dinner, and she called her gentleman friend Herman over, who is an artist, and so we were cleaning the kitchen, and I was like, "Can you just draw me 5 characters?" And he just had a big smile on his face and just started drawing, and that's what he came up with. And just sitting on there's some pictures in there of him just sitting on the couch, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't have my glasses on when I'm doing this." I was like, "Oh my God." So I just thought it was really a neat story. And it's a creative, I mean, he does watercolor paintings. So he really, yeah, he is an artist.
If that's what he
So
does
for-
without glasses, I wonder what he does with them on.
Well, exactly. And it was just, all I said as we're cleaning the kitchen is, I need 5 characters. And then his only question was, do they have to be men or women? And I said, it doesn't matter what they are. They could be anything. And that's what he came up with. And like, we were still cleaning the kitchen and he was done.
Those are amazing. For just really quick sketches and no glasses, I'd love to see his art color, like his watercolors.
Yeah, he does a lot of boats. And he went to school for art back in the day, which back then is kind of almost unheard of. He has a degree in art, and
master's degree from Yale.
Yeah, from Yale. My mom's yeah. His degree is from Yale, but
I didn't think Yale had art.
Anyway, so that's my story for today.
Hi, Snook's mom. Glad to hear you in there.
So Snook, it took him 5 or 15 minutes for those?
I would say he did it in about 6 minutes.
Yeah, so 5. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, because the one picture I got of him actually drawing, he was almost done, and I had literally given him the paper, went in the kitchen to help Mom put something in the dishwasher, turned around and saw like the sheet almost filled with, pencil. And so I quick grabbed my camera and ran over there to take that picture.
is awesome. I wanted to share this purse with you guys. This is so cool. And it makes me wonder. I've been saving up pop tabs for a long time, so I want to use this technique to make a really funky lampshade. And it got me wondering, what do you guys do with your recyclables? Does anyone do any funky stuff with them?
Well, they stopped charging us to recycle in Las Vegas, so I'm actually recycling now.
They charged you to recycle?
Yeah, and there's a lot of like, you had to cut the rings off the bottles before, it was a whole thing. But now they don't necessarily charge, whatever. They restructured the fees to where it's kind of an all-encompassing thing.
Where I am, you get charged to put out wet garbage and your recycling goes out for free.
Oh, Artemis, sorry,
No, go ahead, Petra.
I wanted to ask, all my material that I'm using is made out of recycled bottles, plastic recycled bottles, actually. So does that count?
Oh, absolutely. Ivan, that is a really cool looking origami. Are those all interlocked?
Yeah, each box is made of 12 pieces, so I'm just trying to make as many as I can.
So how long did it take you to make just one piece of that?
One piece is around 2 minutes, I think.
Hey, 2 minutes for you.
2 years
That's
for the
what I
rest of
said.
us.
I think that's so cool. You could make like something to hang on your wall, hang down your wall with that.
I was thinking putting it in between the 1,000 cranes I have hanging on my light.
Oh, do you have a picture handy of those 1,000 cranes? That was really impressive.
I might on my phone, just a sec.
And did you make a wish?
No, I just made 1,000 cranes and not wish for anything.
I had to ask, excuse me.
What's the story with the 1,000 cranes and the wish?
Well, it
Sadako.
said, sorry, Ivan, you go ahead.
Sadako wants to live. It was a girl who had leukemia in Hiroshima, and her aunt told her to make 1,000 cranes and wish for her life. She didn't finish them.
Yeah, and that's how the old legend came to life, that if you make a wish and create 1,000 cranes, your wish would come true.
Well,
I can't find the picture, but I can post my post.
Sure. Oh, look at that squid face. Nice one, Stairway. I love those movies.
Yeah, but that's not the face that is pretty in that movie. Come on, guys.
So, Petra, coming back to you, do you have any pictures you'd like to share? You usually have a billion.
Yeah, you know I do. Well, I have a post that is right on top of the thing that you were talking about, actually. So here you go. No,
So, everybody's welcome to share, whether it's a post or a picture, whatever. And if you want to share something, just go right ahead and we'll come to you.
okay, now it's up. I did a post about Needlework Mondays, the one that you were talking about. And I talked about 3 amazing ladies that usually do Needlework Monday and use Needlework Monday tags, and explained it a bit what's it all about, and also wrote something about those 3 little cute toys you see in the picture. I got my first order for my toys and my products on Steemit, and it made me extremely happy. I've sent those 3 toys that were paid in Steam, so and sent it to Netherlands. And I'm waiting for Benji, who is on Steemit also, a Steemit user, to receive them. The one in the middle is actually his avatar, his logo or something. And he just sent me a picture of his avatar and asked me, okay, I want to order a bat and a fox, but can you maybe possibly make my avatar a toy too? And it was a challenge for me, but I did it. You can see in the post a picture of his avatar next to this toy, so you be the judge of did I do a good job or not. But be sure to read this post because it will not only give you stuff about this, but also promote 3 lovely ladies and Needlework Mondays as a tag and as a community that you should all, especially if you're doing anything with a needle, you should all start using and join us because it's incredibly fun and it will give you a nice place to be and a lot of ideas and inspiration of what to do. And a lot of those girls, especially crochet, do tutorials and videos, and you can learn a lot if you just search for that Needlework Mondays tag.
And just to clarify, the Needlework Monday tag is only used Monday. You can get away with using it Sunday or Tuesday if you're late, but it's just for Mondays.
Yes. If you're late, as I usually am, you can use it on Tuesdays, like Artemis said, but not for the rest of the week.
Yeah, and I've noticed Crucial has started a series of videos for people who want to learn to crochet, which is really cool. She's doing a good job.
Yeah, I I said thank you to her many times for that because I mentioned to her some time ago, like 2 months ago, that I'm terrified of the crochet needle and most of my work is knitting or sewing, but never crocheting. And I said that I am willing to be her student and follow along her videos and try it out because if she can teach me, she can probably teach anyone.
Thanks, Petra. Ida G. That is so impressive. Are you up to 1,000?
Yeah, it's 1,000. There's a little star in between each 50.
Oh, okay. So how long do you think you, with your professional skills, or at least way better than mine, took it? How long did it take you to complete those?
It took me a week, but that's a total of 30 hours of work.
So you made your wish?
Yeah, to succeed in school, though studying might have been more efficient.
Well, to be honest, I think you're a pretty smart cookie. I bet you're doing fairly well in school, are you?
University, but not really.
Well, giddy up, buddy. You should do well in the school. Education's very important, sir.
Okay, so I have to tell you guys about another creative person that's joined the platform like yesterday, literally, maybe 2 days ago now, and her name is Desi Q. And if anyone comes across her, she's super passionate about her music, and she does knit, and she likes fiber arts, but music is her thing. And my grandson actually beatboxes, so I think you guys are going to see them. And if you see her around, handle with caution. No, I'm only kidding. Just say hi, and if you wouldn't mind, just, encourage her a little bit.
Can you post her link to her account?
Sorry, trying to do that now.
Yeah, she has a number of posts. I think she's done about 4 or 5. I was just talking on her introductory post.
Ah, thanks, Shadows. So she's going to take a little bit of time to find her way here. It's funny, I hadn't told her about Discord yet because I thought she'd be busy, going around meeting people, doing comments, and she's found her way to Discord by herself. So there's no stopping this girl.
You should probably tell her to slow down a bit with the posting, because she'll run out of material pretty soon and people might consider it spam,
Well,
even though it isn't.
I don't know if it's the Welcome Wagon crew, but there's a whole bunch of people that welcomed her, though.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was pretty happy at the welcome that she got. And hopefully she seems to be enjoying it.
That's all that matters.
I would imagine. Go ahead, Snook.
No, I just have something to talk about when you're done talking.
I'm done. You go for it.
Okay, I'm going to post a link again. I just wanted to, if you can get the word out with this, that we either... Okay, sorry, I hit something. Can you hear me still?
We got you.
All right. If you can kind of get the word out about the bad karaoke, or it might end up going away. I did leave there's a new video in there about what actually bad karaoke is, the whole reason behind why we made it. And that doesn't mean you have to sing bad or anything like that. But I did do a video, which I do sing bad in, but that's not the point. The point is that it's supposed to be a fun thing, and we either need more people to start wanting to do it, or it's going to slowly go away. And that would be a sad thing. So if you could kind of get the word out, or if you don't think there's a need for it, then you don't have to. But I just wanted to kind of make that known.
Okay, do you have a request, dear? I'll make a video this afternoon.
Perfect.
And I will re-steam this. I'm looking at it right now. I'm getting ready to upload it and re-steam it.
Hey, Snook, I've actually been getting various requests to sing karaoke, and a few people have actually requested a karaoke kind of thing. I've brought this up, but I confuse you guys. I think there's a drunk karaoke too, but if you want, we can, create a channel and put it in our contest section for karaoke to kind of get it more exposure. And maybe I can start doing it too, just to encourage some people. And the people that want to do it in our group are actually some of my more active people. So it might be beneficial.
That would be really cool because, everybody in the beginning, they've been really supportive. Unfortunately, that we're not getting, a lot of entries. So while everybody likes the idea and the concept, it's not really going anywhere. And, and like anything, it does take a lot of work. So
I feel your frustration, Snook. And I'm going to promote you as much as I can. That's all I've got to say about that. Because I don't want to see it go away. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to see it go away either. But yeah. So that was kind of my last night. I did the video on it, and actually in the beginning of the video, I go over the rules and how your voice really doesn't matter at all. It's not part of what we even look at when you're being judged, which it's not really judging. It's just more like you get 1 to 5 points. And really the winner of it is normally how many popular votes that they get.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Okay, that's just a little touch of what you're looking forward to here this afternoon.
I can't wait.
I'm going to have to bug Des and her son to make you a nice beatboxing and singing bad karaoke.
I was thinking Artemis and Apollo should be doing it one together.
Well, I kind of want to. Well, my singing's not going to quite make you cry, but it's pretty close. And Apollo can beatbox, so that could be fun. Maybe we'll use puppets.
Is it all right to go Acapulco or
Absolutely.
acapella?
Absolutely.
So I see some.
Petra, listen to mine and watch my face when I do mine. I hit so many wrong notes, not even funny.
Yeah, this was terrifying when he sang.
Petra, you're not going to embarrass yourself. You know, I used to sing. I was a worship leader at one time, and my voice is gone, honey. I drink too much whiskey, and I smoke too many cigars and too many left-handed cigarettes. My voice is shot.
It doesn't sound like that way.
It is. I was originally an alto, which is strange for a man. Most men are baritones or tenors. I'm an alto.
Honestly, I wouldn't worry about it, Petra. I think I'm going to get my courage up and do it because have you watched some of those videos?
Yeah, In the Now put his up just today. So if and I give him credit every time he posts one of his bad karaoke videos. So if you're worried about what you would look like, just go to In the Now. He's in the Alliance, and watch his newest bad karaoke video. I think I just re-steamed it too. So, and then all your worries will go away. And Stace, thank you and for re-steaming it, and everybody else. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to read the comments.
Stace, I ain't seen Stace in a coon's age. If Rhonda's in here, no offense to you or Glory.
What are you cooking there, Bluefin?
Well, tonight's going to be a fajita night. I got a ton of leftover chicken. I did some chicken and big chicken breasts and chopped them up and made like chicken tips. And then I'm using these leftovers, and I just thought, oh, hey, I know what I can do for a photo. I went down and grabbed it. So it's going to be, like fajitas with grilled peppers, and garlic is to be in almost everything I cook.
Lord, I'd get one of them garlic cloves and go ahead and plant it, and then you can have more garlic, and you won't have to get none at the grocery.
Well, I actually did take a bunch of the bits that have started to go to seed there, and did plant those. So just the cloves without the little roots coming.
That's a beautiful picture for taking it into, running downstairs.
That is a nice picture. I like it.
Yeah, I just have the black card that I stick behind. It's just my cutting board on top of the table, and then I throw the black card behind there. And we're right by the window, so you get that nice little reflection and all.
That's a really nice picture. That'd be like something if you were searching for a picture of peppers and garlic you'd find on a professional site or something.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Bluefin, you take amazing photos, and I just wanted to, really mention that. Also, you're in the entertainment business. Do you have connections for like Scott Shots to maybe, I'm just kind of, he hasn't asked me to do this, but I mean, maybe we can put him on like a circuit, or you can like connect him with people where he can go around taking pictures of these corporate events and whatnot,
Who's Scott? Scott Shots?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, maybe maybe there's job opportunities for him to do corporate events where there might be more money.
If you had contact info, I'd be happy to pass it to the event planners, because I don't usually deal with the with hiring the photographers, the event photographer. Usually that's either the client, almost always the client, or sometimes the event planner. But I'm always happy to do networking for people.
Yeah, I was just curious, really. That's all. And I understand that aspect. I was just, I'm just trying to do something for the guy. He's too freaking amazing.
Oh, he is. He's good. He does some great work. You know, you and I are more likely to run into each other if we haven't already worked together and we didn't know it.
Oh, that's the funny part is we probably have. I've been out here in Vegas doing corporate events for 14 years now. For a while, I was at the Venetian as a lighting programmer. Lighting, in general, like assistant head electric programmer. Whatever. But anyways, I want to just say thanks for your great picks.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Just as long as you weren't a sound man there, Dynamic Green, because I used to get so mad at sound mans that worked that soundboard because they'd always have the instruments overpowering my voice. At least that was my perception.
I don't know whether anybody noticed earlier, but Ivan posted this crochet project. So I dropped it back in there.
It's just a review of everything I did for the past 3 months.
That's just 3 months?
And you're in university? Wow. So does that help you with your Zen to kind of clear your mind and get to work?
Helps me meditate in general.
I love crocheting. It's like a therapy to me. When I get anxious and stuff, I'll just grab me a ball of yarn and start making a washcloth or something or another.
I really love the way that your snowflake turned out with the 2 different blues. That's actually really striking.
I just built something just a sec.
Hope it wasn't on his keyboard.
It's not. It's worse. It's my papers.
Oh, no, not your papers. So here's a question that just came up when we were talking. I like to go over to MSP and listen to a lot of the music and what's going on, what the new artists are doing. So here's a question. How come the music always overpowers the singer?
That's your sound man. They do that. I think half of them are deaf.
They are. They freaking are, Sarge. Oh my goodness. Video guys are colorblind, lighting guys are nearsighted, and audio guys are deaf.
I was singing Lord God of Abraham one time, and I asked the group. I mean, I wasn't a professional singer by no means. I was a worship leader. But I was singing Lord God of Abraham one time at an event, and I asked everybody to come in the refrain, but they couldn't because they didn't hear me singing, so they didn't know what the refrain was.
Oh, I can talk for days about all that. But yeah, in general, yeah, that's kind of the issue. Audio guys are deaf, and a lot of them are stubborn, so they won't get hearing aids.
You know, a lot of them won't just listen. You say, dude, man, I listened to the recording afterwards. You can't even hear me. You just hear this guy mumbling in the background over the electric guitar and the drums. And, you know, I mean, I like drums. I love electric guitar. I mean, our lead guitarist, I mean, he was awesome. He had this, I call it the Spanish style of playing a guitar. I don't know the official word. It was just the way he played. Different guitarists have different methods, and his way of playing, it was very unique. It had, that's what I call it, the Spanish style. I don't know. I don't know enough about music to say what you would call his style.
I've been in corporate meetings, dead silent rooms with like super high profile clients, but like 50 people in the room. And it's a small room. And the audio guy will look over to me and say, "Is it my cue yet?" And I'm like, oh. And this guy is like 30, 40 years of experience, you know, but he's just so deaf. He can't even, you know, he can't even speak a foot away without screaming.
Well, I guess I shouldn't get angry with them. I mean, you know, if you've been in the sound business that long, your hearing probably does go. I can kind of empathize. I mean, I was in the infantry and artillery, and in the infantry, I was in mortars for most of my time before I became a platoon leader. So I get it. I'm about different opposed. Everybody says as soon as Sargento gets on voice, everybody turns the volume down right away. And I don't mean to speak loud, but I don't hear well.
Oh yeah, you know we're required to get like glasses, you know, to drive. So I mean, I don't know if you're gonna operate a show and make a bunch of money, at least get a hearing aid.
No doubt.
Well, I'd really appreciate it because there's some beautiful voices out there, and I have to really strain to hear them. I just couldn't figure out why they were doing it. Now I know.
Yeah, it is. A lot of sound people. I guess from years in the industry, they just lose their hearing.
Well, there's a story with Gary Manilow where a guy named Aaron in our industry was replaced without Barry Manilow knowing. Well, and I was just talking about this the other day. Artists will actually do this. They will call the audio guy out. Well, that new audio guy, day one, was called out and fired on the spot. The next day, the audio guy was called by Barry Manilow directly and said, you know, I didn't know what happened. I'm sorry, and here's even more money. You know, so yeah, the audio guy is key to the artist. Unfortunately, the client is not aware of certain budget cuts.
Yeah, that's what it is. So who else got some crafts or neat stuff and old mug hats in the house? Oh boy, this may get good.
Can you hear me, Sargento?
Yes, we can hear you, brother. And before you ask me what my purpose is for being here, I like to crochet. That is and I like to garden. Those are my two.
I thought you were going to sing more for us again.
No, you don't want to hear no more of that shit. Anyway, I'll be back. I have a visitor right now. I'll talk to you all in a little bit.
Okay, thanks, Sarge. Captain Dreamstein, Oh, Ivan, how's your papers?
Good, I guess. I only wasted one or two. But I need a suggestion. How do I get rid of smell of beer on a mattress?
Vinegar. Sprayed with vinegar.
I'll try.
Baking soda and lemon. That works too.
Yeah, you can make a mixture with vinegar. That's the best way to get cat pee out or anything. If you hit it with vinegar, that's the best bet. Or if it's wet, throw some baking soda on it, vacuum it up, and then you can hit it with some vinegar to get rid of the smell.
Yeah, but when you use vinegar, it will smell like vinegar.
No, the vinegar smell will dissipate eventually. It'll dissipate away. It doesn't hang around like the smell of it will at first when you put it on, but after a while the smell will dissipate. It'll be fine.
Hey, Shadow, I was thinking of organizing artists to do a live art show. I was wondering, I want to learn crochet. Maybe you and Sarge or other people can do like a weekly live how to crochet, like a video with DLive or something.
I haven't crocheted in years. You might want to talk to Artemis on that.
I just saw the article. I haven't, I'm over here chasing kids around and talking to you guys. I haven't clicked on your article. I was trying to bring attention back to your article.
I didn't know I did any. Oh, that was Ivan's article on crocheting, actually. I just moved it down because it got kind of buried in the stream.
Okay, I was sorry. I kind of stomped your article. I felt like there, so.
I have crocheted, I have knitted, I have done needlepoint, I have done petty point, but I haven't done any of that in years. Artemis is crafty.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ivan.
Yeah, you said she's doing videos for learning to crochet, didn't you, Artemis?
Yeah, Dynamic Green, if you are interested, go to Crochet, go to her user account, and she started doing a weekly video teaching you right from the very beginning how to crochet. And she's doing really well with it.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Awesome.
So, does anybody have anything they'd like to share or talk about?
I really want to bring some amazing artists to Steam It, and I'm trying to convince them to do it. I wanted to share their Instagram here and maybe bring greater awareness to them. And if someone has an Instagram account, maybe just put the rabbit trail out, or about Steam It.
So, what type of artists are you targeting?
Well, pretty much everyone. They actually work closely with MAPS, which is the multi association. They work closely with PTSD and brain trauma victims and terminally ill victims. They're also working closely with not the artists, but the group they're associated with. They actually use their artwork for people with brain injuries and PTSD.
Can I ask you about your preferences in art? Dynamic Green TK.
This is actually, I never appreciated art until I met these artists. My friend is the curator for these guys, and I never appreciated art until I saw this done in real life. You cannot mimic what they do digitally, anything. However, there's people that hang out with these artists for like a year or two at a time, and they acquire this skill set. But yeah, this kind of art is exactly, I never appreciated art until this.
Does it say anything about man's relationship with reality?
Well, in general, this art soothes and calms my mind, as I do have brain injuries and have experienced traumatic things in my life. So this art actually, for whatever reason, calms my mind, and so that's what I like about it.
Does it contain any kind of value judgments or values or ideas? Is there some kind of human relatable values in it?
Well, I would assume be in the eye of the beholder. But no, this is just art that I personally enjoy. My friend happens to be the curator for these artists, and I'm just trying to get them over to Steam It. I can't
Is it just abstract art, or?
Well, it's pretty. I think it's pretty evident when you look through it what kind of art it is. But it's psychedelic art essentially, but it's being used to help people with traumatic brain injuries, terminal illnesses, etc.
There's a variety there. There's like space images. There's like spiritual images. There's, like you said, psychedelic stuff. There's a lot of that. It's all in the psychedelic kind of nature, but you can get spiritual about quite a lot of it too.
Yeah,
Stace has commented there that she spent Mother's Day in the hospital because of post-traumatic stress episode, and art was therapeutic. It's poetry for her.
Yeah, this is a collective of artists. They started out in Oakland, California. They needed a place to paint in a warehouse, and my friend actually stepped up and provided a warehouse, and it was nuts. I still can't believe they're not more. They're pretty worldwide and recognized, but they're extremely undervalued in my opinion. And they travel around the Bay Area with these amazing artwork in a rickety old van, and my friend actually got them together, and they all trust him. It's been like 5 or 6 years now, and they has various artists from all around the world that he takes care of. He pays them first. He has the best reputation that his artists have found in the whole art world. So I'm just, I'm really stoked about these guys. I'm just trying hard to bring them over to Steam It.
Zaria has also pointed out that music can be therapeutic as well.
I was talking to someone who was also telling me that they were using art therapy for pain control as well. So when you're talking about you want to push these guys and bring more artists, are you talking about all mediums of art, or are there just certain ones that you want to focus on?
Well, I'm trying to jump on the opportunity right now because he is trying to create like a digital online art gallery. And so he wants to close his art gallery down because it's not profitable, obviously, and he makes more money doing art showcases for his artists. So he has a warehouse now, and he just does art showcases. So basically, what I'm trying to do for him is provide an online presence for him that's better than Facebook, where he's not going to be censored, and he has a wider worldwide reach, and also the crypto aspect because he's having some issues with money transfers worldwide.
I guess I need to rephrase it differently because I'd like to help you promote this. What I mean by mediums is, do they work with clay? Is it just people that paint and draw? Is it writing? Is it sculpture, fiber artists?
They have a person that does they have unique people. So mostly like 90%, maybe 99% of it is all acrylics and oil or a mixed medium. And then they have a person that does like sculptures with squirrels. It's kind of a weird taxidermy kind of thing. It's a little dark, but yeah, they kind of, it's more of a collective. So if you are super, I'm trying to get Scott Schatz in it. I need to talk to my buddy still. A lot of our talk is about Steemit and the mechanics of it. So, but I like to get Scott Schatz in there, maybe have a showcase of Scott Schatz artwork with them. But pretty much they're like a collective, and they kind of have a small circle with themselves. And I mean, I can't speak too much on what he provides, but it's all there on his Instagram. And it seems like if you're good and and he finds value because he's a curator. So if he finds value in your work, so that's really like the curator's question. I'm not the curator. I'm just kind of promoting it. So I can ask him and get a better question for you and get back to you on that.
So
okay, great.
Azaria does create creatives curating on the platform. So what kind of diversity of creatives do you see, Azaria?
Oh, there's so many fantastic musicians, and I'm a musician, so that's mainly what I curate. But I do also, I have that account, the MSP Music and Art account, so I also do art as well. I'm not an expert in art, but to me, with the art that I see is amazing on here. So it's mostly music and art and some poetry that I do as well. But the amount of creativity and talent on here is really fantastic. And if anyone, is an artist, they want to be promoted, I have a show that I do, the Steemit Creative Show, so I can promote your work. And I make a post about it every Thursday, so you can just submit your work.
And then on Monday, you have very objective judges judging, correct?
Oh, yeah, the Monday. That's where I have the contest brought to you by Snibby the cat, which is my cat, and he will go and pick out the winners of the submissions. So, because Snibby really likes art.
And who can get mad at a cat if they don't win? Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah, you can't get mad at me because my cat picked the winner.
I've just started actually going to your shows, the different shows. You have, I can't remember the day, I have it written down and my brain is a big fart sometimes. But you have one show that you do with Egg Road, and one show, the creative show is the one that you do with Shane. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have the Steemit Creative Curation Show with Shane. Then after that, we do Steemit Musicians, and Crystal joins us for that. So we're sharing the open mic submissions during that show. And then on Saturday night, I have the Minnow University with Shane and Egg Road, and then also the Peace Academy with just Egg Road.
Oh, you're busy. I've really been enjoying your shows.
Oh, thank you. That makes me happy. I always say I'm the worst DJ on MSP Waves. If you ever if you ever heard the other ones, they're pretty good. You got Crimson Cloud. She sounds like a professional DJ. And Agrod sounds like a professional when he talks. I just started the show the first show I ever did was that Steam It Creative one because I wanted to try to promote artists, music, poetry, and art that I was seeing on the blockchain. And when I was a minnow, I would see all these things and they would make 3 cents. So I was like, oh, well, let me try to find some way to promote people. So that's why I started doing the radio in the first place.
Well, I personally think you keep it real. So, you might not think you sound professional, but you do, and you keep it real.
Thank you. I just did a DLive video last night because I had an idea. Because every Thursday I make that Steam It Creative post, but then by the time I make the post to talk about what I promoted, a lot of them are already paid out. So last night I did a video where I chose, the 10 that I'm going to curate with the MSP Curation account as well as the MSP Music account, and I made a post about it and used DLive and OBS to show the posts. So hopefully, in hopes that those people could get more upvotes. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try doing it that way. Thank you, Johnny. It's Shane's fault.
Dynamic Steam was asking about the show schedule, so I took the liberty of just putting a link to the Google Calendar that's kept up there that has all the shows and everything that MSP Waves has.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Sarge. It is Shane's fault. Yeah, I'll just blame Shane if the shows suck.
I guess at this point, what my question is, the people that I'm focusing on has expanded greatly. So I started with the needleworkers, and now I'm looking at artists and sculptors and people who just do amazing things with mediums that, even soap makers, they're all very artistic. So I'm wondering if any of these people fit in with the other artistic communities. Can there be some cross-promotion there or some inclusion?
I don't know if any of you know of the IFC, but they've just opened a marketplace too. Just like those paintings and other crafts that these people make, they can go to the IFC. They don't have to join in on any other activities. They can just go there. They can get their own channel in the marketplace, and they can display what they've made there. And then if people like it, they can negotiate and purchase the stuff and stuff like that. There's just loads of ways it can go, but for people who are making stuff, and then they probably, if they're on Steam, they'll probably want to sell it on Steam as well. It's a perfect place, and they can have whatever they want listed on it, and there's no charges or anything for listing your items, so you can list 2,000 different items for sale if you want.
What is the IFC?
The IFC is Information Finding Championship. I was on my way out the door leaving Steam. This is not for me. And one user, Simply Mike, tagged me with a comment and gave me a decent reward. And okay, this might work. And then she brought me to a couple of other groups, and I found another group. And the IFC, when I joined it, I only went for the contests. But it was a brilliant group there. It is the most interactive group I have been in conversation-wise, helping people constantly. If you have a question and you ask it in there, it's answered pretty quick.
So they're a Discord?
Yeah, they have a Discord channel too. And the amount of channels in it would rival many channels in it now. With the amount of people that have come in to open up a marketplace, there has been some deals done through it. I think Dynamic Green was talking here one week about Eagle Spirit, and she done a card reading she has a marketplace or a shop front there, whatever you want to call it, and she's got a bit of traffic through there as well. Um, there's artists who are drawing what are them cartoon images. There's artists that can draw like really real life looking faces and stuff like that. There's artists that make jewelry. I don't know. There's a bit of everything, and it's grown quicker than you'd be able to keep up with who's going in there to open up a shop front.
I had no idea that was there. That's really interesting. I find a lot of the fiber artists and the different artists that I find, I don't see them pushing their stuff so much to sell it, though I'm sure many of them would like to. But I think for a lot of them, it's a therapy of one type or another.
Yeah, it's a charity, people. I mean, they don't have to sell it for a fortune. It can only be a couple of bucks. You're going to cover the postage for them, and you're going to give them an extra $2 or something like that. But it can pay for some of the supplies and just make it easier for them to, like, well, not so much expand, but if they had an ambition, they wanted to do something, that $2 a month over a couple of months could add up to them that well they can buy that thing that they wanted to do this project now or something, you know. It's just I can get a link for it if you want to the Discord.
Oh, sure. That would be great.
Is this a 1 hour show, Artemis, or 2?
It's normally 1 hour, but Crazy BG's not doing his show today, so it can go a little bit longer if it wants to.
Well, I just wanted to mention something real quick, if I may.
Go ahead, Sarge.
Well, Stace being in here kind of put me in the mind of it. For those of you who don't know, and probably most of you already know, Stace and I are both combat veterans, and here in the United States, next Monday coming up, the 28th, is Memorial Day. Now, most Americans, it's a day off of work and day for a barbecue. But I think this is something that's very important. It's not Veterans Day. It's not for me. It's not for Stace. Actually, it's for no living veteran at all. It's for the fallen of the United States. Those that are no longer with us, that gave their life for their country. So, you know, without getting too much up on top of a soapbox and starting to sing God Bless America, I just wanted to let people know about that so they understood. Because some military holidays they have and stuff get a little confused. So, no, it's not barbecue day in the U.S. on the 28th, next Monday.
It's the American equivalent of Remembrance Day.
Exactly. And that's, we call it Memorial Day. It's not Vets Day. That's a different day. This is a day for the fallen.
Well, thanks for pointing that out, Sarge. I agree with you. It's kind of emotional for me too because my dad is a vet, Second World War, and I always made sure my children went to the cenotaph on Remembrance Day and all year round remembered that people gave our lives for what we take for granted every day, our freedoms. So thanks for pointing that out, Sarge. I think it's important to keep that memory alive and teach our children exactly why we're honoring them, the fallen, on this day.
My great nephew is 2 years old. His grandmother, my little sister, has taught him every time he sees a certain type of cat, he's only 2, and he does it every time. He'll look at him and say, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service." When he sees the colors, I guess. And she taught that to other 2 grandchildren too, and they still do it to this day. Whenever they see a vet, or you know, my sister takes me to the VA and stuff. They have to stop to every man and woman in there. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. It's cute.
Thanks, Sarge. Azaria, that question that I asked earlier was towards you. Would you consider all different mediums of art and creativity in your curation?
Oh, yes, absolutely. All art. Anything, you know, and I use art as the umbrella term for anything creative.
Excellent. That's great to know. I've wanted to ask you that question for a little while, but I've forgotten a few times that we've talked.
Yeah, I mean, mostly I get a lot of music and actual, like paintings and drawings. I get a few poems, but, I put in the post, I tried to be as specific as possible. It's like anything, whatever, like crocheting or photography or even some esoteric art. It's whatever is creative. I like. So I accept all creative submissions.
That's excellent. I see some pretty interesting things around. I'm going to have to start submitting some other people's posts to you.
Yeah.
Even postmodern art?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Postmodern art. I will accept that.
Modern art is something that, I don't know, I think it elicits a lot of discussion. There's some pieces I look at which I think, wow. And other pieces I look at it and I think that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a lot of postmodern art on here, I don't think.
And typical Bluefin, do memes count as art?
Maybe if you put them through like the Deep Dream Generator, you know what that is?
Only my meme.
What is that?
I just put the link in here. It's, I don't know how to describe what it is. It's like a thing where you put pictures in it and there's different templates and it'll create crazy art out of your pictures.
Really cool art. You could spend hours putting pictures in there. I have.
I use the Deep Dream Generator every day on my post when you got to have a thumbnail pick. So every post I have is run through the Deep Dream, and then also I use Photoshop too. So yeah, there you go. There's a Deep Dream. So yeah, if you put a meme that you made through the Deep Dream Generator, I suppose that could be a creative work.
Oh my gosh. I suddenly realized for some reason I was in the wrong text channel.
What were you posting that we didn't see?
Well, luckily I hadn't posted anything, but I'm wondering, you mentioned Bluefin's comment. I said, where the heck is that? And then I knew someone else was posting stuff, and I was like, where'd they go?
Oh, look at that. Everyone at the Tennessee meetup. Awesome.
Everyone's not there. We had 21 total. At this point, Anarcho Andre had to leave. Yeti and his whole family had to leave. So there was a little group that were missing from that, but we had 21 Steamians in total at the house.
Wow.
Very successful weekend.
Nice.
I didn't have everybody. My Aunt Gladys wasn't out there boycotting it. I told you she's a temperance person, but, at the age of 90, she probably doesn't do that stuff much anymore.
So I have to ask you, Johnny Clearwater, were there any situations that somebody would have to, in future, say, this was my most embarrassing moment?
On this meetup? Plenty.
Yes.
Do you have pictures?
We have an unbelievable amount of extra footage that everybody actually has to preview before we release because, oh my, we killed them in Tennessee, let me tell you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the Hots and Shots shows. How many shows did you do with everyone?
We ended up filming 8, and then there were also 2 members that spent the entire week doing short interviews with everybody also. But there is, oh boy, there is some extra footage that, oh boy is all I can say.
The extra footage.
Oh, come on, don't be teasing us. Give us something.
We'll say, hold on. Sorry, my 4-year-old just walked in.
So
It's
has
okay.
ANCAP Barbie surfaced yet?
I haven't. I saw a message from her yesterday. But she was still like part on the way back home. Hadn't made it back home yet at that point.
Is that her in the pic? Is she in that pic?
Yes, she is second from the left on the bottom.
She's sitting beside Cork, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was trash talking about your hot sauces. Did she in fact bring some that were hotter than yours?
No, and we put the sweat on her, boy, let me tell you. Because of her trash talking, we specifically brought some stuff just for her, and 3 people that had to tap out can all thank her mouth for it.
Well, I know Engine Witty must have been one of them because he was feeling pretty rough at the Alliance meeting the other night.
Yeah, he tapped out. Katrina Ariel tapped out. A couple people tapped out. One person potentially blacked out, and another person got carried out.
All over hot sauces?
No, there's bourbon episodes in there also.
So I did really good then.
Snook, you put these people to shame.
I just got huggy.
So I don't like to tell too much because then it lets you know who did what. You know what I mean? Like, I like to keep that as a secret to an extent, but we are a smaller group here, so I guess I don't mind. Sir Cork had to be carried off the set. Luke Stokes spent about 8 hours sleeping around a toilet.
Sir Cork had to be carried.
Did you video the carrying off?
Yeah, pretty much right up to the point where he started to vomit on people that were carrying him, and they just dropped him and walked away.
Oh, God.
Okay, now I'm scared to do the show.
Maybe it should be hots and blunts.
The hots were more brutal for anybody than anything. It was fun watching what happened to Cork because he talked the most amount of shit than anybody. So watching him go down in flames was a lot of fun. I'll say this though, throughout the entire so it got to this point where during the show he's hunched over on the show all the way to the point where he's snoring. But he was wearing a Steam t-shirt, so he was promoting the platform the entire time when all you could see was his back hunched over, passed out.
Well, I hope he didn't get any chunks on the logo.
No, he was good. He was good. Everybody was fine, but it was a lot of people talked some shit, and they all got it for it. I'll tell you that.
So could some of this be the fact that you had that house rented there and people maybe let their hair down a little more than they would have if you were just meeting up to do the show? Oh, he's thinking on that.
Yeah, that's the most quiet I've ever heard him.
I think that's his youngin.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, like I said, it's a really cool. I mean, at the same time too, like if you get a little too drunk, we've got spare bedrooms. I mean, it is one of those things when you have a setting like this, everybody is allowed to let their hair down and just be whoever they want to be. There was a very interesting and heated debate between Cork and Luke for about 3 hours, which just both of them kept throwing each other under the bus back and forth. It was amazing. I got Luke Stokes on camera pissed drunk talking about how much he loves bid bots and how much he hates Jerry Banfield for about an hour and a half. There was some very fun moments, I'll say that.
I'm kind of gathering that some of them are not going to make them to the videos.
Well, they won't be in the episodes because this was all extra footage, after footage. A couple people have asked to at least see the footage before we end up posting it. And of course, out of respect, we'll do so because there's definitely some stuff said that's a little, I can tire, Luke is already preparing his apology letter to Jerry Banfield.
Seems to actually, when alcohol's involved, sorry letters later seem to actually have to happen, don't they?
Hey, I'm not writing any letters, I'll tell you that.
Okay, maybe this is a good time to close out and we can all hang around and chat afterwards. So I'd like to thank you all for coming to the Creatives Coffee Hour. It's been a lot of fun and I've learned a lot of things, more than I probably should know, but thank you, Johnny. Everyone have a great day. This is the Creatives Coffee Hour, streamed live on the Starstream Network.